All right, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Movement Boxing Podcast, where we bring you the latest in boxing news, unfiltered, raw, and uncut, unbiased. You know how we do it, keeping it away from the mainstream, strictly for the underground. I'm joined today by two of my normal co-panelists on the show. We got 2K, the prodigy of boxing. What's going on with you, man?
What's good, man?
Shit, man, another day, man. You ready to get it in?
Of course, any day.
All right. We're also joined by Bo from the Truth and Fast About Boxing. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, always here to help either educate, school, or kick out.
Yes, sir. That's how we do it. First off, we want to give a shout out to a couple of people. Of course, Big Cool from Colossal Boxing Talk, who can join us with us on tonight's show. Also, Bernard, Bo's partner on the Truth and Facts About Boxing, and also known as Detective B. Man, he's been tearing it down with the skits. So if you see him on our Instagram, that's who's putting them together. Shout out to him. And also big up to 2K, man. He had another addition to the family over the last week. So big up, man.
Word up. Appreciate y'all, man.
All right. So we're going to get started on this week's topics, man. We got some pretty good ones. This is a pretty active week. A lot to talk about, starting off with this past weekend's fight. Sadam Ali pulling off the shocking upset of Miguel Cotto in this finale. Is what was supposed to be his farewell, the swan song. Sadam Ali is now the WBO 154-pound champion. Man, let me get you guys' takes on this fight. First off, before we go into it, something that I didn't know prior to, I guess, the post-fight press conference. It was coming out that Miguel Cotto was fighting with the injury or biceps injury during the fight. But we'll go into that a little bit more while we touch up on this topic. But yeah, man, let me get a start off with 2K, man. Let me get your breakdown of the fight and what you saw and what you didn't see in this fight, man.
Well, I mean, it was a situation where the cherry pick went wrong. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's really nothing more about that. Now, Miguel Cotto did tear his bicep, and in doing so, that allowed Sadam Ali to bring it on. Miguel Cotto stayed on his back foot late in the fight. I believe it was like after round 6, he tore his bicep, and he started retreating instead of actually bringing the action on like he did in the beginning of the fight. I mean, for me, it's just karma. You know what I'm saying? He should have never been trying to bring up motherfuckers from 147, 140, and 135, a la Yuri Ortiz Gamboa, to fight on at 154. And I mean, and that's what we've seen. That's what we've seen on Saturday. Karma. Now they tried to make it. It was going to be a title fight, or it is a title fight. Excuse me. To me, in my opinion, they tried to make it a money grab farewell tour plus. Talk about how Miguel Cotto retired as champion, a 5-time champion. I mean, they had it. Oscar De La Hoya had it set up for all of that, and I mean, all that shit just straight backfired. You know, Sadam Ali is just an amateur fighter. If you look at how he fights, he makes a lot of mistakes. All he really has is hand speed. He has no good footwork. He has horrible defense, as we've seen in the Jesse Vargas knockout. Shit, losing to Jesse Vargas himself tells you that he's only a fucking amateur, because Jesse Vargas makes amateurish mistakes, and he's not a very good professional, B level at best. But this was supposed to be a fight where Miguel Cotto was going to run through him. He looked as if he was doing it. He was catching him with some nice shots to the body early on. He was catching him with some nice overhand rights. Sadam Ali a few times looked like a deer and had that look of a deer in headlights. Getting caught with overhand rights and shit, getting hurt. But he also was hurting Miguel Cotto too. So, I mean,
get your take on that. Was that a surprise for you to see the power of Sadam Ali at that weight, that he was actually hurting Miguel Cotto several times in that fight?
No, because Austin Trout hurt Miguel Cotto like 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And Austin Trout ain't got no power. Austin Trout's jab was hurting Miguel Cotto, for God's sakes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to say Miguel Cotto's chinny or anything like that, but with age, as he's gotten older, you know, he's been susceptible to a lot of shots that when he was younger, he could have walked through. You know what I'm saying? And that is just a testament of going through so many wars at your younger years that when you get older, your body can no longer handle that kind of shock. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much what that was, in my opinion. But I mean, I want to say congratulations to Sadam Ali for beating him. I was hoping Miguel Cotto lost because of the fuckery that he was trying to pull. You know, Timothy Bradley. You know, all these guys I'm about to name, they've never weighed more than 148 pounds at any official weigh-in, but he wanted them to come to 154. Timothy Bradley, you know, Lamont Peterson, fucking Yuriorkis Gamboa, Juan Manuel Marquez. I mean, it was just complete bullshit. All while you got all these other motherfuckers at 154 that were all available for a fight that he could have fought. You can't say it was, well, you know, he wants to go out with a big against a big mega fight or something like that. Because in my opinion, Timothy Bradley wouldn't have been no mega fight because that was post Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? Lamont Peterson ain't no fucking mega fight. A guy that's pretty much gonna struggle at 147 right after he gets folded up like a fucking lawn chair in February or in January. And then you got fucking what's his name? Juan Manuel Marquez, who hadn't fought since knocking out Manny Pacquiao. You know what I'm saying? So where are the big fights at? He was really just looking for a way out where he can be like, yeah, I killed that motherfucker. Y'all saw that shit, right? Beat the shit out that motherfucker. Now I'm retired and I'm a 5-time champion. And it backfired, and I'm happy it did. Now, what's his name is about to be food at 154. That's all I got to say, man.
Yeah. Man, I will actually touch more on that, I guess, later on this show or later on in this topic. But first, let me get Bo's take on this one, man. What shocked you most about this fight outside of the outcome?
Shit. Nothing. Outside of the outcome, nothing. Because like he said, this was a cherry pick going wrong. The only thing was you can see that he learned from that Jesse Vargas fight because he fought totally different than he did with Jesse Vargas. I think Andre Rozier really helped him, had him schooled and well prepared, but nothing shocked me. No, what? I take it back. The fact that he was able to hurt Miguel Cotto so early and be so precise on landing on Miguel Cotto, that part, because he hurt him in the second, hurt him in the fourth. That's why when people say to me, oh, well, Miguel Cotto tore his bicep in the 7th round, but up until that 7th round, you can say that fight was either even or Sadam Ali was winning that fight. You can actually, it wasn't like he was rolling over the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because even if he was rolling over him, you know, up to that 7th round, Cotto, you could make an argument Cotto still could have won because you only had, 5 rounds left? So, you know, like he said, man, they tried, and anybody out there that tries to say, oh, well, he picked a quality, like, you know, got HBO, they always going to try to say you. But this was a good opponent. No, Sadam Ali was a cherry pick. He got his ass whooped by Jesse Vargas, and he fought 2 lackluster cats after that, okay? So don't talk to me like this cat was a world beater. No, he was not. Nobody outside of Sadam Ali, you know, or somebody that don't like Cotto thought this boy had a chance. So,
yeah, and they're trying to say that shit too, dog. Because I'm hearing motherfuckers talking about, yeah, you know, I knew Sadam Ali was a world beater.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? B motherfuckers are saying that shit too. I knew he was a world beater. I knew he wasn't just some bum. He's recovered from the Jesse Vargas. I mean, get the fuck out of here, bro. He fought an old ass 37. This was like fucking Tony Bellew beating David Haye, basically. David Haye was beating that ass in the beginning, tore his motherfucking Achilles tendon, then he's hobbling around the ring and lost, right? Same thing in this Miguel Cotto situation. You know what I'm saying? So, man, as soon as this nigga, motherfuckers is looking at him like, yo, I'm about to take that tie. Like, Kell Brook already threw his motherfucking hat in the pot.
Yeah, man.
You know
I actually seen that posted in Eastwood early, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, he would come out and try and pick the weak link at 154 now, but that was actually something I was gonna say for the fucker of the week since Bernard ain't on tonight, man. Anything else y'all want to chop it up about this fight as far as, man, Sadam Ali finds himself in the odd position right now, you know, being the champion.
No, Sadam Ali is in a fuck position. I'm gonna tell you why. At 154, there are contenders that would get that ass. Okay? I mean, you know, hold on, man. Fuck it. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a fucking buck. This is what we do. We're gonna keep it a buck, okay? At 154, right? You can look at certain contenders. Can Sadam Ali, because even though he had Cotto hurt, he still didn't jump on this motherfucker to finish him. You know, he ain't got that dog in him. You know, he ain't got that Charlo dog in him. He ain't got that Jared Hurd dog in him. That Julian J. Rock Williams dog in him. He ain't got that kind of dog in him. Them dudes get him hurt, they gonna finish him. He ain't like when he had Cotto hurt. And even his coach was telling him, next time his legs buckle, motherfucker, jump on this nigga. Stop. Stop getting caught up in who he is. So he ain't got that dog in him. So Hurd beats him. Charlo beats him. Lauder gonna outbox him. And like I said, you got content. I don't know if he could beat Liam Smith. I don't know. I know damn well he can't beat Julian J. Rock Williams. Then if he goes to 147 with Terrence Crawford coming in there, we ain't beat none of them motherfuckers. Right? So the best thing as far as I'm concerned, stay at 154, hold your title, take that Brook fight, because that's at least gonna get you some paydays. That's at least gonna get you some dollars.
Well, let's take that another level, man. What do you guys actually see happening next? Do you guys see Brook, or do you guys see the Beefy fight happening?
Man,
Beefy is actually mandatory after the the two of him and what's his name, Williams, fought again over there. So I think that is the mandatory for the WBO.
Let me ask you this: is Beefy with Frank Warren?
I believe so.
I mean, if he's with Frank Warren, then Eddie Hearn is gonna have the upper hand there, and Eddie Hearn got Kell Brook. So, I mean, it just depends. It depends on if the WBO mandates it. It depends if Eddie Hearn is willing to pay the money to get his man in there instead of Beefy, because right now Eddie Hearn has got more pull than Frank Warren does over in the UK. So, I mean, it really just depends on a lot of different factors. If we say, hey, let's go by what the organizational rules are, then yeah, of course it'd be Beefy. But if we're talking about boxing politics, I gotta say it's Kell Brook.
Okay. What about you, Bo? What's your take? You think it'll be Brook, or do you think they'll go to the UK route? I mean, UK route probably seems like a safer fight, considering they did put on the Beefy versus Canelo. So there is some ties there already between Golden Boy and that faction. And that, Bo.
I think the problem with the politics would be, because I agree with 2K in this, but this is a little twist. You got Beefy's with Frank Warren, I believe. So I don't know if Frank Warren is going to just kind of just submit to Eddie Hearn like that. I think if he can get his guy in there to get that fight, he would. Unless they offer him some decent amount of step aside money, then I can see him saying, "All right, fine, I'll take the step aside, and let your boy Brook fight him, and then I'm gonna fight Brook." Because the reality is, I think he can get more money with Brook than he can fight Liam Smith.
Absolutely.
I'll be very upset actually if Kell Brook gets any kind of fight at 154 of this magnitude right now.
Well, you know who he's fighting next, right? Motherfucking Sam Egghead.
Yeah,
he's fighting him at 154.
Yeah.
So, hey, after that fight, he could very well slide up in there. Easily.
Yeah. It'd just be very upsetting to see that happen. Man, there's so many other guys at 154 I'd like to see Kell Brook have to go up against prior to getting the title shot. That's just me.
I agree.
But, politics of boxing, I mean, that's just the way shit works right now. Man, let's go into our next topic, man. This is one actually I think Bo had touched on a while ago on one of his shows, and this is actually coming to the forefront again within the past week. Looking like the Rigo is going to be stripped of his title if he loses the Vasil Lomachenko by the WBA, his super bantamweight title. Bro, can you shed some light on this one, man? Because you actually did touch on this one a while back, saying this was something they were talking about doing, man. So I guess put it out there what's going on, man.
The WBA is saying that if Rigo wins, then he got 5 days, mind you, after he wins, 5 days to decide whether he's going to stay at 130 or go back down to 122. If he loses to Lomachenko at 130, then he will lose his belt at 122, and he will be removed from the rankings.
Oh my God. See, this, man, like I said in my fucking video, bro, if Rigo loses to Loma, he's done. And this further supports that shit, bro. They trying to get him out of the sport.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, I said this too, and I agree with you. If he loses, he's done. If he wins, he's done because no one's going to fight him.
Man,
if
yeah, I agree.
him, he's done. No one's going to fight him.
I agree.
Right? His only best hope is a draw.
He need a draw, bro.
It's a draw because if he loses him, and I agree with you, if he loses, he's done because they not only will they strip him of the title, but even if he say, okay, well, I go to 126, all them guys at 126 gonna be like, well, we ain't got to fight Rigo. He lost.
Yeah.
Okay. And if he wins, they damn sure not gonna fight him because the motherfuckers didn't want to fight Lomachenko. You think Floyd didn't want to put him in there with Lomachenko? Shit. You think Floyd didn't want to put Davis in with Lomachenko? The only cat at 130 I can see fighting Rigo that wouldn't be scared to fight him is Tevin Farmer. That's probably about it. He's the only dude that's showing me that kind of heart. So, but yeah, so if he loses to Lomachenko, they will strip him of his 122-pound belt, and he will be removed from the rankings. And the thing that really upsets me is you guys always want to talk to me about what he should have did or didn't do 3 years ago when that fight take place, but nobody wants to talk about this. Why? Because it's Rigo.
Yep.
Very true. Man, I just think it's a sad thing to see how the politics work against him in so many ways, man. You know, he was stripped. Wasn't he stripped of this title before and had to go back and win it?
Wait, check it out. He was stripped. See, here's what's funny, and he actually went to court about this. He was stripped of the title, and when he went to court, because they said, well, you ain't fought nobody. And when he went to court, he said, well, you guys never enforced any mandatories. And he was right. The WBA nor the WBO enforced any type of mandatories. So they stripped him of the title, gave one fucking title to Scott Quigg. And immediately after they gave it to Scott Quigg, they made this motherfucker Mando.
Wow.
Only for Carl Frampton to be like, no, fuck that. This ain't my problem.
Yeah, Frampton, man. I can't stand that dude, man.
So they have ordered the rematch between him and old boy little Chucky Flores.
He did.
Man, yeah, that's sad, man. That they definitely been pushing the ladder with Rigo, the WBO, stripping them before, and now he had to go back and win it. He's actually said recently if they take the belt from him, he'll go back and win it again. He's not worried about it. So, I mean, you know, you got to give a big up to Rigo. He definitely has been the big man in this situation. You know, he's taken his knocks in stride and continued to move on throughout his career, no matter how hard it's been. Hopefully, he can make the most of this opportunity, whether it be in a win or a loss, man. That he definitely gets the shine that the proper shine that he deserves in the sport, at least, regardless of outcome. With that said, we'll go into our next topic, man. And this one kind of hurts me to even go into because you know we're a fan of the unification here. We definitely were a fan of the fight that was possibly being made. The offer was on the table. Golden Boy put it out there for Linares versus Mikey Garcia. And Garcia, of course, turned down that offer to go with another route, which was rumored to be a unification with IBF champion Robert Easter Jr. But now there's been reports that his fight that he will be doing in place of the one that was offered for Jorge Linares will be Omar FIgueroa. Now, this is my biggest question. I don't know what weight is going to be. If it's 140 or 147, I haven't seen. I'll do some more looking at that while we go into this topic. But let me get you guys' take on just this turn of events as far as Garcia's opponent and him, you know, in the aftermath of him turning down the Linares fight. Let me start off with Bo.
the aftermath of him putting out that Linares fight, you know what's funny about it is this. For the longest of time, and I know I'm not the only one, we always under the impression that, listen, Linares and Golden Boy and them, they want that work, right? So the fight takes place. Mikey Garcia says, you know, hey, you guys ain't got to go on Twitter. You got my number. Call me, bro. They said we offer Mikey everything he asked for, but Mikey said that I'm going to, you know what, thanks, but you know what, I'm going another route. I wasn't upset with it only because he was going to fight another champion. So if you're going to turn down and fight to fight a champion, make sure you fight another champion. Plus, I also get it. Robert Easton Jr. would have got you more money. And right now, that's kind of look like what Mikey Garcia is going for. So I was like, okay, he's going to fight Robert Easton Jr. I don't think a lot of people was trying to sell me how it's a bigger challenge than Linares, which makes me question what y'all fucking know about Linares when you say that kind of shit. Yeah. It's a bigger challenge for him as far as what, you know? But I'm like, all right, fine. And then to hear that he might say Omar FIgueroa, I'm like, man, fuck Mikey Garcia. This motherfucker, get the fuck out of here. I think, and I'm hoping this is what it is. It could be something that they throwing out because maybe it's something they still want that's not on the table yet. Because Omar FIgueroa fought at 147. He was struggling to make 140 back then. Yeah. So either he's gonna go down to 140, or Mikey Garcia talking about going to 147. And Lord and behold, you can't do no catching because again, this was a dude that was struggling even to make 140. So I pray to God that this ain't true. But if it come into fruition, he fight Omar FIgueroa, Mikey Garcia gonna hit my mouth, and it's not gonna be in a good way. Because this is bullshit. You had two good fights that were, in my opinion, doable or should have been made. You can't call somebody and say, like, he made that comment about calling Flanagan a bitch. Because, you know, he said that he was making this fight, then he up and left the division. Well, it kind of seemed like you kind of doing something similar to that, Mikey, because you had two good fights on the table. And I don't know what kind of money you think you're going to get. Like, you would have got more money fighting Linares than Omar FIgueroa. So I hope it's not true, but if it is, any criticism he get, I will not defend him, and I might throw some shade on him myself.
Yeah, definitely not a move that I'm in favor of from Mikey Garcia, especially with all the talking he's done. And not a good luck to see the debate and switch from Easter Jr. to FIgueroa, and like both he pointed out everything we could as far as FIgueroa struggling to make 140, you know, and like you said, Mikey's still a 135 champion, so I don't see what he has to gain other than the payday here. 2K, you got anything you'd like to add into this fight even being mentioned for Garcia? Because it makes no sense to me.
I mean, given Mikey Garcia's skill set, he's way better than Omar FIgueroa. But let's not sleep on FIgueroa. He did fuck up Antonio DeMarco, who, of course, was past, the DeMarco that came back and beat Jorge Linares years ago, right? And he did retire Robert Guerrero with 3 body shots. So, I mean, he's not trash. But when you tell us, yeah, I'm going to give you Robert Easter Jr., and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, is Omar FIgueroa, who's 2 weight classes higher than you. I mean, FIgueroa has fought as high as the 154-pound limit in his career. You know what I'm saying? And the last time he's fought at 135 was 2014. So, I mean, if this fight actually happens, it would have to happen at 147. I don't know, man. Maybe he's making a push to go to 147. He talked about it before the Adrian Broner fight and after. So maybe he's making a push to go to 147, and FIgueroa is going to be his first opponent when he gets there. If that's the case, I have no problem with it because that makes 147 even more fucking stacked. But if this is just like a fight that he's just taking instead of wanting to fight and unify at 135 and he plans on staying at 135, then that's when I'd have a problem with it. But, I mean, it just depends on, what they tell us as this as shit. I don't know. As more shit ends up coming to light.
I agree with that. If the fight he's taking in prelude to going to 135, then yeah. I mean 147.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it is some good fights you can see him at and some money it can be made for him there. So okay.
Vision jump though, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just have to keep our eyes open for this one. Like 2K says, as things continue to unfold. Um, I'm hoping. I mean, Garcia hasn't made any indication that he wants to leave 135 immediately. Um, Unification was the thing that was being talked about amongst them with Lenardez, and of course, the Easter Junior fight was easy to make with them both being affiliated with Al Heyman. So, like I said, we'll keep our eyes open for this one as details unfold, man. But it's looking like he may be back in the ring as soon as January 27th. So hopefully we get some news out of this one quickly. With that said, we'll go ahead and go into our next topic, man. We've gone back and forth on this one a couple times as far as what was going on. It's looking like Elida Alvarez is taking the step aside money from Adonis Stevenson again, in light of him being able to make a fight with the Badou Jack. I'm kind of surprised by this one because I thought the WBC would actually enforce their ruling after 2 years. I felt they were backed into a corner and had to. But, you know, like we always see money talks and bullshit walks in the sport. Let me start off with 2K on this one. Let me get your thoughts on this. I mean, I don't have any complaints about it, but let me get your thoughts on the whole politics behind it and the replacement that's being talked about with Badou Jack.
I will no longer be sticking up for Elida Alvarez. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Just like Bo was done with Erislandy Lara, I'm done with Elida Alvarez. I've been sticking up for him. He seemed like he wanted to get that that Adonis Stevenson fight, 2 years ago when he was made mandatory. He said he was taking step aside money just so he can give Adonis Stevenson opportunities to be ready for him. Now it's getting to the point where it's like, man, fuck it, dog. Like, if you're going to let Yvonne Mitchell, you know what I'm saying, keep fucking you over out of your title fight that you rightfully have earned, then fuck it, man. I'm not gonna speak for you. You know what I'm saying? Let some other nigga take the wig off of Adonis Stevenson, because that's exactly what the fuck Badou Jack's gonna do if he get in the ring with this cat. So instead of you being the guy that could have been, you know, the fighter that beat the morally lineal champion of 175, right? You could have been that nigga. You took step aside money on 3 separate fucking occasions, and you allowed a motherfucker to move up from 168 to 175 and take that opportunity from you. So I have nothing to say to Elida Alvarez. I mean, money talks, you know what I'm saying? And bullshit walks. And that's exactly the situation that's happening here. He's not trying to fight, trying to make money. So fuck him. I don't support niggas like that.
Yeah. Let's just throw some more details out there. Pretty much this is what I seen put out there. In order for the step aside to happen, Alvarez agreed to, I guess, taking 2 or 3 fights with GYM to where he'll be making triple digits in those fights. So I mean, like 2K said, he opted for the money as opposed to going for the title. You know, with this latest turn of events, it makes it seem like he didn't want to fight as bad as much as he mentioned, man. Because you took this step aside again. 2 years of this, man. Like, you didn't want as much as you saying. But let me get your takes on this one. Let me get your thoughts on the fight as well, with Badou Jack being the likely opponent now.
I actually said before, Badou Jack would do better for Adonis Stevens from a resume factor than Elida Alvarez would. And I also said that, you know, you can get that motherfucker to step aside. He did it once, he'll do it again. But here's the thing, okay? And I agree with 2K, but this has been a collective effort from all 3, which is Heyman, who is both y'all managers. Both of you guys got the same promoter, and Adonis not being like, let me get him out the way. However, in this situation right here, this is not Adonis' fault. This is Elida Alvarez's fault, because he went to the newspapers. He said shit like Adonis is going to vacate. I remember we talked about that. Remember, Twan, we did the show where we say, man, this motherfucker full of shit talking like that. Okay? He said how he felt he was going to vacate. He said how, you know, he tired of taking step aside. He tired of stepping aside. And when we saw that contract or what he got, it was a sweet contract because you double dipping. You get to take step aside, then you're gonna be on the undercard where you get paid. So yeah, hey, I fuck him. Fuck him. I got nothing to say. I hope in your next fight, motherfucker, blitz your fucking head. You know what I'm saying? Seriously, I hope in your next fight, nigga, blitz your fucking head. Right? But what I don't want is for people to look at this and absolve. This don't absolve Adonis of all the other shit he's done wrong. It's just this is a situation where this one is not his fault. And if you want to say, because his contract is he's going to get so many fights, but he's going to get 6 figures per fight, right? So my thing is, he was saying that they weren't trying to offer him a lot. So then what you do is you fight him, you beat him. Then when they won't take rematch, you say, no, you got to come with some money now, motherfucker. Right? Yep. So, like I said, when you do all that talking, I don't want to hear it, man. So, Aleta Alvarez, he can't say shit. Matter of fact, motherfuckers shouldn't even give him airtime. They should walk past him like he ain't even there.
You know what? Shout out to Twan, man, because you know, as much as we get that nigga for being an Adonis Stevenson supporter, man, he called this shit out last year. He said Aleta Alvarez didn't want to fight. Yeah, and I mean that's what we're saying now. It is what it is.
Oh man. I'm definitely not mad about this replacement match, man. Like Bo said, Badou Jack does a whole lot more for Adonis's resume factor at this stage. I just wish it could have been for a lot more marbles. If Badou Jack would have held on to that WBA title, he would have definitely been elevated. So that's the only thing that takes away luster away from the fight. Outside of that, it's definitely a better fight than Aleta Alvarez and a higher profile match. So I mean, we'll wait for the details of that one to come forward. We've been hearing Adonis is slated to come back in early January. It was supposed to be December, but they got caught up with the whole date with David Lemieux and Billy Joe Saunders. Mm-hmm. So I mean, we'll wait for more announcement details of this fight, man. But we'll go into our next topic, man.
Bernard just came in, man.
Okay, what's good, Bernard, man? We want to welcome you to the show from the Truth and Facts About Boxing. What's going on with you, man?
What's good, fellas?
What's good, man?
Yeah, have you on. So we actually got some topics that you actually will like coming up, man. We'll get this one out the way. Demetrius Andrade was actually slated to come back and fight within a couple weeks in December. I guess on the undercard of Billy Joe Saunders and David Lemieux against Sergey Derevyachenko. But it looks like Andrade pulled out of the fight after agreeing. Let me get you guys' takes on this. It's always something with Andrade. Actually, we touched on this topic a couple weeks ago that this was a fight that was going to be possibly made, and it was actually closer to being made than we thought. You know, it was actually out there on the table. So let me get your thoughts on this one. I'll start off with Bernard since he's fresh on the show.
Okay. I ran a couple of theories about we did it on our show with Bo and Willie the Kid. One of them was the announcement came after a week of Thanksgiving, talking about he didn't have. Supposedly, he told Derevyachenko's manager or their team that he didn't have enough time for training. Let's be honest. It's a week after Thanksgiving. This motherfucker was eating good. Probably feel like, you know what, man, I don't want to do this. He got a little lazy. He's enjoying that first check he got for HBO in that first fight. You know what I'm saying? He wants to, wait. So he's on some. I think he's on some bullshit because you didn't headline. You wasn't a headliner on the first card you fought on with HBO. That was Corrales, and who was the other guy that knocked him out?
Corrales and Castellano or something like that.
Nah. Boy from Puerto Rico, Machado.
Oh,
yeah. So you wasn't. That was you didn't really do good in that fight. I felt that this fight this opponent right here, Derevyachenko, would have pushed Andrade to fight his best at 160. And I felt it was a smart move. And there was rumor that this fight was supposed to be for IBF title eliminator, right? So we're like, okay, well, all right, this gives him a shot to possibly being lined up to fight the winner of Triple G or Canelo, right? No problem. But then there's another rumor out there, Bo, correct me if I'm wrong, that there's a chance that he might get a shot. He might have decided to go for Murata for the WBA regular 160-pound belt.
Right.
In turn, now, I don't see nothing wrong with it if that's what you're trying to do. But last time you got the WBA belt, regular belt 154 pounds, you basically held onto that title and just waited until the WBA ordered the fight. And then when the WBA decides to order or going to put a purse bid for that fight, you decide to move up to 160. I don't know. I don't think it's a good move. I think you're better off going for the IBF title eliminator because the IBF do force their title holders to fight their mandatories. And even though we may not like them because sometimes they do try to do some undisputed blocking, I prefer that he should stay with the title, fight Derevyachenko for the IBF title eliminator.
All right, let me get you guys just takes on this one, man. Shit. It's just another one of those situations out of Andrade's business school of boxing. Business.
18. What do you call yourself? The 18?
Man, fuck out of here, man.
I mean, can we call this one? Is it another one of those?
Look here, bro. See, I'm about to eat this nigga. No homo in a little while, man. Right? We get off of this. I'm sick. Look, another motherfucker I've been supporting, been trying to push out there, but trying to tell cats, hey man, you know, lay off and drive, man. You know, cats don't want to fight him. Can't do it no more, dog. You've been given too many opportunities. You've been saying shit in the media, you know what I'm saying, that you're gonna do this. And not only are you squandering your opportunities, but you're also not living up to what you say you're gonna do when you say you're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Showing up to niggas press conferences talking about that. Niggas don't want to fight me. Niggas don't want to do this. Niggas don't want to do that. I think it was Jamal Charlo after the Austin Trout fight. He showed up. You know, Jamal was on some hoe shit like he didn't know who Andrade was. But you knew who he was. He's the former WBO champion in your division. You knew who he was. But the point was Charlo was like, yo, get your game up. Then we can talk. You know what I'm saying? What did he do since then? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So if you got motherfuckers telling you and disrespecting you to your face like, yo, get your game up, then we can talk. You know what I'm saying? Then go fucking fight and get your game up. Don't sit there backstage with all these different media guys. Yeah, this cat don't want to fight me. This cat don't want to fight me. This cat don't want to fight me. But your business side is all fucked up. And then you turn around and re-sign with a whack-ass fucking promotional company that we better than already. Nigga, we don't even got a promotional company yet, but we better than Banner. You see what I'm saying? Like that type of shit right there, you can't support that. You got to tell them like, hey, man, you know, everything that you're going through right now is your fault. We need to get that interview because if we get that fucking interview with Andrade, I'm going to tell him, like, that's your fault. You know what I'm saying? The reason why you not looking at the situations that you should be looking at is because you are making the bad decision moves, business moves. Have somebody else handle your business side, dog, and you fight. Now, if you see some fuckery going on where they're like, well, like Oscar's doing with Canelo, well, you know, we'll duck this guy and duck this guy. We'll fight it, Alfredo Angulo instead. You know, we'll try to make a Joshua Clottey fight or a James Kirkland fight instead. If you see that, then call it out. But at the end of the day, let other niggas handle the business side of your career and you just fight. It might be a better situation for him in that way, man. I mean, normally we like to see fighters handle their careers, but Andrade is really fucking it up single-handedly, dog. He's going to end up being a cat that we look back 20 years from now and be like, damn, that motherfucker was nice. But it is what it is. So
I just got one question. Why has this motherfucker decided to go with Al Heyman? Or somebody
I think he's really trying to stay away from the mainstream cats. That's why he re-signed with Banner. He don't want nobody running his career but him. You see what I'm saying? And he actually told Big Cool that in the interview. He wanted to have 100% control of his career. which you can't get upset about that, nor can you knock it. But what he is sacrificing is the clout, right? Like I said, Banner Promotions is fucking under the movement. And we just started. You know what I'm saying? So they have absolutely no clout in the game, dog. So if you're going up against heavy hitters like Top Rank, Matchroom, Golden Boy, Frank Warren, you going up against heavy hitters like that, well, then Banner has to adhere to everything that they fucking say. Even, what's the German promoter? I can't think of his fucking name right now. Sourland Promotions. Even them cats. If they have something on the table, you fucking with Banner Promotions, well, that's what you got to go with now because you have no negotiation clout. So that's the problem. So, you know, while we think it's okay for him to say, yeah, I want to handle my career, dog, have somebody with more clout behind you while you do that. You know what I'm saying? That way, you know, when y'all are at the negotiations table, you still got that management team that has the clout to get you where you want to be. And that's where he's fucking up, man.
Oh, man. Where do I stand?
Go ahead, Bo. I mean,
where do you start?
This is one of the things I had a problem with the when he made this 3-fight deal with HBO. I mean, because he's in the waiting line of a lot of other stuff that's already going on at 160. So I mean, he needed to do something, and it's only a 3-fight deal with HBO. So I don't know if he thinks by pulling out of this that it may allow him actually some wiggle room to actually get a title fight sooner within this 3-fight contract, which I don't think was going to happen anyway. But go ahead, Bo. Let me get your thoughts on it.
Where do you start? Here's the thing with that. Let's say he fights Murata to go the WBA route. It still leads to who? Gennady Golovkin. And here's the thing, though. The IBF
or Canelo.
Huh?
Or Canelo, depending on the winner of that battle.
Depending on the fight, but the thing is, the IBF enforces their mandatory. So you go the IBF route and you become the mandatory, they enforce their mandatory. So you for damn sure will get a shot because didn't you go that particular WBA route at 154? How did that work out for you?
He waited. I stated that earlier. You sat there and waited for what? For them to do the work. No, you keep fighting and you keep forcing their hand.
Yeah.
He should have went down that motherfucking list. Hell, he should have fought Terrell Gosh and be like, you know what? I'm gonna give you a shot. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He should have went down that whole motherfucking list and whooped everybody's ass and be like, you know what, Lar? It's only me and you left.
But as far as him not wanting no one to control his career, here's the thing about PBC. You do get to control your career actually with PBC. You actually do get to choose what you want to do. Okay? You think I'm bullshitting? We just got to talk about Mikey Garcia. Ain't that what the fuck going on here now? You do get to kind of choose what you want to do with PBC. Hence why Keith Thurman is telling us, I'm not fighting Errol Spence in 2019. Okay? Because you kind of do get to do what you want. Why the Darrell brother only fight once a fucking year? So you kind of do get to do what you want. But at least you get to do what you want. You get paid, and you have some backing behind you, right? See, so the whole issue comes down to Demetrius Andrade is a year or two away from being a 30 for 30 movie. And
yo, you think he'll be Broner?
I'm telling, dude, listen, he is a guy. See, because of this move he just made right now, right? Demetrius Andrade is a guy because. Demetrius Andrade is a guy that because of this move, cats can look at him and be like, no, you know what? We're not going to fight him. We're going to fight the motherfucker underneath him. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if he went the IBF route, they enforce mandatories. They enforce their mandatories. You go any other route, dog, they can overlook you. So, I don't understand it, but you have an opportunity. And you got so you talk about getting an opportunity, wanting an opportunity. Well, this was your opportunity, and you didn't take it. Now, hopefully, they revisit this fight in 2018. But if you're telling me you want the Canelos and you want the Gennady Golovkins and all of that, then this was your chance. So, you know, like 2K said, all of us right now. I think I got $4 in my wallet, and that might be too much to outbid Banner's promotion.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, they ain't got no fucking clout. No, and ain't got no money either. Make for what's that fucking Kosei? Didn't he make like 100K?
No, he made less than that.
Nah, he made only like 50 or 60K for that fight.
That's and we're talking about a former champion, fam. And he's only a former champion because he was stripped, not because he was beaten. You know what I'm saying? That shit is insane, dog. Get the fuck out of Banner Promotions' pocket, bro. Get out of there. Idiot, man.
Yo, you saw what Jesse Vargas, not to compare their careers, I'm just using an example. When he saw how Top Rank was just holding him down, he decided to eventually leave. Look how everybody left Bob Arum. He needs to take the initiative. You know, these are two different promoters, but take the initiative. If you really want your career to go, and you say that you want to fight Lar, you want to fight the Charlos, go through Heyman. Or go through Bella. Go with somebody with some kind of clout. Hell, go to Richard Schaefer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's somebody that it's like, maybe quote me if I'm wrong. Lou Bella got the East Coast. I mean, you out there in Rhode Island, that should have been a good, perfect fit for you. You know what I'm saying? If not, go to the West Coast and help Richard Schaefer push his promotion. You know, man.
All right, so we'll go ahead and go into our next topic. I actually wanted to touch a little bit more and see what you guys thought about it as far as Derevyachenko, because I mean he's one of those, another one of those Eastern Euro guys with a little bit over 10 fights. You know, we've seen this happen with Badou, Jack, and Bivol, and I mean, I don't want to say Andrade is going the same route, but I mean, what did he have to lose going against a guy that's only got 12 belts? You know, if this would have put him in a situation for a title eliminator. But, I mean, we'll wait and see what Andrade's next move is. He's still been in the news yapping and talking about bigger and higher profile names. But, you know, he had opportunity to stay active, and he turned it down. Hopefully, I think this fight is still going to be pushed for the first quarter of 2018. But it would have definitely been a good look for it to be on the undercard of a 160 title fight, I think. So, I mean, that's the only thing that's lost with this one. That is, it might lose some of the profile that it was going to receive. Let's go into our next topic, man, which is it's turning out to be pretty funny to me. I guess it's I don't know, man. I probably shouldn't be taking any kind of liking or laughter after this shit, amusement to it, because it's a bunch of young nigga shit at the end of the day. But Gervonta Davis and Tevin Farmer, and you know, like Devin Haney going with a Gervonta Davis on social media. Have you guys happened to catch wind of any of this stuff?
Yeah.
All right, let me start off with you, bro. Let me get your take.
No, man. I refuse to get these motherfuckers. These are attention-seeking assholes, man. I ain't got time for this shit, man. I ain't got time for this, man.
All right, Bernard, you got any details or anything you want to touch on this one?
Oh, I mean, we already know Gervonta Davis and Tevin Farmer been going at it since early this year. You know what I'm saying? And just seemed like the turn of events. Now that Tevin Farmer's fighting for the belt that Tank lost on the scale, it's kind of funny. And I feel like, hey, me personally, Tank is in his feelings. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you decided you want to be another AB and not make weight on the scale. You didn't take it serious. You know what I'm saying? So now you want to troll Tank. I mean, not troll. You want to troll Tevin Farmer. And all of a sudden, he's like, hey, he just exposed you for what it is. He's going to make you wait for that title shot. Watch. Now, the Haney and Davis situation, man, I don't know what's that going on. Both said it's some attention-seeking horse shit. Me personally, I think it's just motherfucking is niggas with money that got fucking egos.
Well, actually, you know what, though? Real talk, and 2K can relate to this. It's actually a violation. Because it's
what goes on in the gym.
Yep. And it's a violation.
You know, so
I agree 100%.
No, I definitely agree. Now, do I feel like Haney should have put that? No, you keep that shit under wraps. We never said anything about Devin Haney losing to Shakur Stevenson in sparring or however you feel. I never said anything like that. Hey, we posted the video. Hey, like they gave each other some good work. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, shit. Again, there's nothing but it's nothing but straight fuckery. You know what I'm saying? If they gonna fight, let's see them fight. You know what I'm saying? If not, I think Bo, like you said earlier this year, no, last year in 2017, I don't want to see Twitter fingers and Instagram fingers. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I don't want to see that shit. Y'all, if you want to say something, y'all both got Floyd as a promoter. Fight. This would be a good fight to have on the undercard of Stevenson and Badou Jack.
Yeah, definitely one of the funny things, man, because the whole Devin Haney and I guess Tank thing has been, I guess I won't say widely talked about, but it's been back and forth as far as their sparring in Mayweather's gym. You'll hear a different story if you ask 10 different people. You'll hear 10 different stories about who got the difference, who got the better of it. Floyd Sr. said that Haney worked him, and then I've heard other people say that Gervonta was taking it easy, and that's when Haney was taking advantage of it, and then Tank put it on him. It was actually starting to hurt him, and they had to pull him off. So, I mean, I've heard different stories about their sparring encounters, but it definitely needs to remain in the gym because these two definitely have they're nowhere near being close to fighting each other in an actual professional bout, with Haney being in development stage in his career. I would like to see him out of this kind of stuff right now at this point of his career personally. I mean, I know he's trying to build up his brand, but I don't think he needs to go about it this way. TK, were you going to say something?
I wasn't going to say anything.
Okay.
I got nothing to say about these two whack. You know what? Tevin Farmer's not whack, but I can't stand Tank. You know what I'm saying? Tevin been trying to get the fight. You know, now you just made me want to say something, nigga. Tevin been trying to get the fight. You know, Tank was like, nah, you gotta get your game up. You gotta get your game up. Now when this nigga gets stripped because he's too fucking fat to make the goddamn weight, now he want to fight him. Man, get this bitch out of here, man. It's the same nigga that Adrian tried to talk to, talking about, I see what my people can do. Man, get the fuck out of here, bro. You a little nigga in boxing, man. You ain't got no people. Fuck out of here. I can't stand that dude, man. That's another nigga. If we better get an interview, we get an interview with him, man. Don't let me know.
hey, man, we gonna need an interpreter, man, for that nigga.
That dude, man. I hope Tevin tear his ass up, bro, for real.
I'm with that on that too as well. On this shit though, I just got one question, and it's something that me and 2K had talked about last time with some bullshit. What's up with these niggas always putting out Floyd Mayweather's daughter's business or whatever, another nigga's business if they fucking his daughter or not? You know what I'm saying?
I think I've seen somebody put something out there about Gervonta was messing with his daughter.
Yeah. Real David Haney said, and Gervonta, you a snake. You've been sneaking around with Floyd Mayweather. He tagged the boss's daughter, and she's underage. I ain't never had no disease. You punchy. Fight who? You? Because he said these
niggas
putting out shit. Niggas throwing bullshit at the nigga. You got an STD and all this. You sleeping with this motherfucker. There's a lot of bullshit, man.
I mean, these little niggas, man. Like I said, these motherfuckers is born after 1993, bro. You gotta understand.
He older than Hank and Shakur Stevenson, and he seemed like the least mature out of all of them.
Yeah, they all whack. You know what I'm saying? That's why I hate niggas born after 93. Shit, after 91. I can't stand these motherfuckers, man. For real, man. Just gay, goofy ass motherfuckers, man. They couldn't live in our world. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. Let the little niggas have it. Let the little niggas be. Let them be.
2K, you know, when you think about it, right? Ain't the niggas born after 91 the reason why rap music is the way the shit is now?
Exactly. That's why you see niggas wearing pink skinny jeans and shit and fucking rhinestones and shit all on their jeans. That's why you see that today. Bunch of gay ass niggas, man. Like this, that's what we seeing. Motherfuckers on social media gossiping about what a female does in her own time and shit and snitching on niggas. Man, that shit's gay, bro. Come on, man. Like I don't know, man. I don't know.
All right, let's go into our next topic, man. We got a final ruling by the WBC on Bo's relative from Cuba, Luis Ortiz. They're born what 2 minutes apart. Same height. But yeah, I'm gonna take it straight to Bo with this man on the WBC's ruling, man. That it's looking like they cleared him of all wrongdoing. And what is he going to be restored at his active ranking that he was prior to the whole situation?
Yeah, he's actually number 3 under Dominique Brazzelli and Dillian White. He's fighting this Friday, as a matter of fact. He's been put on the card this Friday against some bomb ass nigga. But
at least he's staying active.
Here's the thing, and this is why I'm not. I know people think I'm probably excited, happy about it. No, I'm not. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm not too crazy about it. Because what I don't want to happen is to just start turning into an epidemic, for when niggas get caught to start using blood pressure pills as an escape fucking route. And I don't want that to start that precedent. That I'm also not happy because, again, okay, they didn't figure shit out. The WBC, and I think the only reason why the WBC did it because of 2 reasons. One, the Luis Nery situation, and 2, Suleiman, the way he put this information out there wasn't proper protocol. He got a tweet 11 o'clock at night, and he got a phone call 11 o'clock at night and put the tweet out that same time at night. He didn't contact the WBC. He didn't contact VADA to see what left. I mean, there was no type of proper protocol that was followed. So it might have been some kind of embarrassment behind it, right? Mm. But at the end of the day, I'm still upset with Luis Ortiz because somebody should have lost their motherfucking job behind this shit. Whoever job it was to fill out their paperwork should have been fucking fired. And nobody's been fired. That's some bullshit. I don't care how nice you are with a nigga. I don't care how much you appreciate them helping you with a motherfucker didn't do the right job. They costed you the biggest fight of your life, and they cast a shadow over you that even with you being found guilty, is motherfucker still gonna be there for you. I mean, even with them still finding you innocent, it's still gonna be there for you. Okay? They casted a shadow not just about the PED, now there's a shadow about your health. Because what you need, if you use a professional, I've never known a professional trained athlete need to take blood pressure pills.
Yeah, very true.
So whoever did this lost they didn't lose their job, and that's what bothers me. It makes it look like either you was okay with this or you too fucking forgiving. Either way it go, it don't look good to me. So he's back. I can't really even say I'm glad he's back. I'm just glad that, hey, whatever the situation was, it was properly investigated. But if I got to be honest, I say the only 3 reasons why I think he's back is because Luis Nery and the WBC probably feels like, well, we didn't follow proper protocol with getting information like that. So outside of that, though, somebody should have lost their job. And the fact that nobody lost their job, that just don't sit well with me, man.
All right, let me take another spin on this, man. Like Bo was saying, he's ranked number 3 by the WBC now with this ruling. What's the likelihood that we actually see Luis Ortiz in a title fight, man, before the end of his career? He's up there in age. This definitely put, a shadow over his career. And, we've had Dylan White move into that top-rated position, winning the WBC silver belt since then. And, of course, Brazil winning the title eliminator since then as well. So, I mean, what's the likelihood that we even see Ortiz in a title fight, in his career, man? I guess I'll get 2K's take on that
one. This nigga still fucked up the logo. My bad. I'm looking at Marco fucking up the logo and shit. Anyway, man. I don't know, man. Like, what has happened here is Ortiz has given these organizations more of an opportunity to put the shaft to him, man, like they already have been doing. You know what I'm saying? and it's hard for any organization to say, okay, let's go ahead and give him a title shot, like you said, because, I mean, why should they now? They weren't doing it before. You know what I'm saying? The WBC was one of the organizations I was getting closer to it. The WBA had on the mandatory, but they were willing to give Fresno Kendo a title shot before they give him one. They're willing to give what's his name, Shannon Briggs a shot before he got one, right? And they even gave Anthony Joshua an opportunity to get the WBA Super before he did. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it just became another situation where he's gonna get the shaft even more. Motherfuckers are gonna wait till he's about 50, because he's probably about 47 years old right now. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna wait till he's about 50, see him slow down a little bit. Then they're gonna get him in there. He's gonna get knocked out, man. That's what's gonna happen to him, and it's fucked up. Like Bo said, whatever the situation was, y'all know I believe in conspiracy theories all day, every day. But whatever the situation was, where he just so happened to not sign the information he needed to sign on that document, and then after Deontay Wilder knocks out Bermain Stavern, makes that nigga go to sleep, you see Deontay Wilder and Luis Ortiz hanging out, laughing, chattering, slapping hands and shit, going to get hoes at the club right after the fight. You see shit like that, and it's like, well hold up. Deontay Wilder just made a Twitter video talking about, man, well, I don't know why these niggas don't want to fight me, man. Doing all that shit right after Ortiz popped positive, but then he's hanging out with the nigga after the fight. So, I mean, it just makes you wonder, but who knows, man? Somebody should have got fired. You know, the whole situation stinks to me. If Luis Ortiz sold out for money, well, then he just sold his career down the drain, because I agree with you, Twine, in a sense. I don't see him getting into a title fight anytime soon, man. It is what it is. His fault.
All right. As Bo mentioned, he'll be back in action, this Friday or Saturday?
Friday.
Okay. So I mean, at least he'll be active again. But yeah, I think his career is pretty much done, even with this ruling by the WBC. I don't see him getting a shot with them, because Deontay doesn't have to fight even a mandatory for the next year with them. So I mean, essentially, I think he's done unless one of the other sanctioning body gives him a chance. And we know the WBA already put him out of their rankings. I don't know what he's looking at as far as IBF and WBO, but that their IBF has an even more stringent process as far as their handing out their mandatories. So I think he's going to be one of those careers where we're going to be saying what could have been, as with a lot of Cubans, So let's go into our next topic, man. Looking like Kosei Tanaka, he's vacated his WBO crown, and he'll be moving up to flyweight. I'll go to 2K straight on this one. Does this come as a shocker to you, considering how he looked in his last fight?
So who was the other one? Taguchi?
Yeah. No, that just dropped his title.
Yeah, because his dad told him to. He's getting ready to retire too, but that's on that story.
I can't think of his name either.
Either way, he's getting ready to retire anyway, but that doesn't matter.
Is he retired because he married some pop star pussy?
Yeah, that's basically.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a minute. What did you call it, Bernard? So what?
Pop star pussy.
No.
I mean, shit.
It's kind of the same situation, man. Because not the same situation, but I don't know. That shocked me. So hearing about him, it really didn't shock me at all, man. I mean, he's moving up as long as he's trying to do what kind of like Roman Gonzalez tried to do at 115. He's moving up, trying to get the bigger fights. It is what it is, man. I mean, fighters do this all the time, but if he's doing what the other cat, I thought it was Taguchi, but I don't know. If he's doing what the other cat did, he's saying he's going to move up, and then all of a sudden it ends up being a situation where he's most likely going to retire. I mean, I don't know what's going on with the little weights with these champions, but it is what it is. But if he's moving up, like I said, to get the bigger fights, there's nothing wrong with that.
All right. I mean, how do you see him faring at the weight class, man, with cats like, Nieta, Higa, and Kimura, current champion?
Well, 112 is kind of slim. I mean, in my opinion, there's really only two motherfuckers there that he would have to worry about. I think I talked about this on somebody's show. I can't remember what I talked about this on. But there's really only two cats he's got to worry about, and that's Nietes and Diego Higa. So Nietes, of course, should be the top guy, but he's not right now. But Ring Magazine should have him the number one guy at 112. He's clearly the most skilled fighter at 112. I think they got Dago Higa at like number 4 or something like that. But that motherfucker's a beast. I think he's 14-0 with 14 knockouts. Those are the only two cats he really has to worry about. All the other guys are pretty much fair game at that division. So I like to see him in there with Nietes. See what he got.
All right. He definitely struggled in his last bout. Got cut in both eyes as well in that fight. So I'll be interested in to see how he fares moving up into that weight class.
Yeah.
They said he gets a beat. Nietes, the only thing that's keeping him from being the king of the division is lack of time up there and lack of fights being there right now.
That's true.
So, I mean,
yeah, that's true.
There'll be some interesting fights. Like I said, Tanaka didn't look as great in his last fight, so I think he will have some struggles. But it's definitely possible for him to gain the title in another weight class moving up. It's definitely possible. It's not an outsider realm. I guess we'll go into our preview of the big one this weekend, man. I don't know if this fight is being labeled, but it's definitely one of the most historic fights we'll ever see, man. Two-time gold medalists, and now world titleists, going against each other in the ring. It's never happened before. We got Guillermo Rigondeaux moving up to the weight limit of 130 pounds. Super featherweight to take on Vasil Lomachenko. So a lot being said about this fight, man. Sold out 2 months in advance, and these are for guys that both have been linked to the sayings that they can't sell out this and sell out that. Fight sold 2 months in advance in the winter in New York. So what does that tell you about the sport of boxing? For real. We come out when it matters. For real fights, make the real fights happen. They'll come out regardless. With that said, man, let's go into our breakdowns and our previews, man. I'll start off with Bo on this one. Our resident Cubano. What's your take on this one?
For anybody that says that either one of these guys is going to blow out the other one, don't understand the sport of boxing at all, period. This is a classic fight, and the fact that it's sold out, and let's be honest, if you want to talk about who's been promoting, it's been Rigo, because he's been every freaky, like the dude that does his Instagram and Twitter. I hope, man, they better be paying him real good, because he coming with some interesting good shit. But it's I like this fight. My only concern is, and that's why, because people is always talking about, see, sometimes I wonder how cats look at fights, because everybody's always talking about some Lomachenko being the bigger man and the weight and all this. But Lomachenko don't fight like a cat who's the bigger dude. Like, he don't fight like a dude. Like, most cats outweigh you by 20 pounds and shit like that. Well, they fight like it. They lean on you or try to press you and press you. Lomachenko don't fight like that, okay? When you talk about athleticism, but Rigo can match his athleticism. Like, Lomachenko has better footwork in close range. Rigo has better footwork overall range. Lomachenko is close up on you. That's when you can see his footwork. But Rigo uses his footwork, distance, close. He can be here when you're throwing there. We saw that against Flores. Okay, I think Rigo has the ring IQ to where those extra 8 pounds won't be that big of a hindrance to him going into the second half of the fight. So I like this fight, man. I'm going with Rigo. I think Rigo. I think people are underestimating his power, because they're saying that, well, will his power go up to 130? And this is what people got to understand. Lomachenko went from 126 to 130, so he still has the ability to take a punch like somebody. Like, I don't care how much weight you go up. it don't work. You know what I'm saying? It don't fix your chin. Okay. We saw Amir Khan went up to fight Canelo. Did they help his chin? So it don't fix your chin, right? And he don't have to hit Lomachenko hard enough to knock him out, just hard enough to give Lomachenko something to think about. Rigo is accurate. We know this. He don't waste punches. All right. He's gonna have to be careful when pivoting because he can get caught in between the pivots. To me, we was with on there with Breadman when 2K brought that up. All right. He's gonna have to be careful in between the pivots. I think Rigo should utilize that left jab straight to the body. Nobody's ever tried to test Lomo there. Utilize that left jab down to the body. So it's an interesting fight, man. I like this fight. I'm glad it's happening. I got Rigo. But I just got a feeling if it goes a 12-round decision, Lomachenko might get that nod.
All right. 2K alluded to this earlier, and it's actually one of our earlier topics. Basically saying that, if Rigo loses this fight, he's done. His career is done. So let me get your takes as far as how you see the outcome of this fight and some of the keys to winning for both guys.
Well, I'm about to do some hoe shit, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't about to release everything I want to say on this broadcast. I got to save everything for the channel, you know what I'm saying? But I'll say this. One thing that Bo said, I had made a video about it. He talked about weight gain does not improve your chin. And the video I made about it was, does the 138-pound rehydration clause that Guillermo Rigondeaux gained in negotiations, does that even matter? And my answer is no. And the simple reason is because this fight is going to be a fight where ring IQ is going to determine the winner. You got two guys that have mastered the art of being slick, right? You got one guy who is extremely slick, extremely athletic, and he's extremely high volume because he relies so much on his athleticism, right? You got another guy who's extremely slick. He's low volume, but he places his shots almost perfectly, has an excellent ability to counterpunch, and he uses his head more than he uses as athleticism, even though he is very athletic, right? The one thing that I will say that Rigo has never seen is an in-your-face type of style. And I'll say he hasn't seen it as a professional. He's definitely seen it in the amateurs, right? But he's never seen an in-your-face type of style from a guy that can give Manny Pacquiao type of footwork, type of angles, a guy that can pivot like Manny Pacquiao does, coupled with a guy that can throw punches and bunches at very fast rates, similar to Roy Jones Jr., right? Rigo has never seen that as a professional. But on the flip side, Lomachenko has never seen a guy as a professional that has the footwork that Rigo has, the ability to move into the spots that Vasyl Lomachenko leads, right? And that, to me, is going to be key. When Vasyl Lomachenko jumps around and shit, he's doing that so you can pretty much cover up and be like, fuck, I don't know where the next punch is going to come from. He's over here, he's over there, shit, I don't know where to go. So they don't try to move with Lomachenko. They kind of just wait for him to stop. Then they try to unload. Watch the Nicholas Walters fight. Watch the Jason Sosa fight, right? They waited for him to stop. Then they unloaded. Even Miguel Mariaga did the same thing. But Mariaga had some success hitting him when he waited for him to stop, but it wasn't enough, right? See, Rigo can move with this motherfucker. He has the footwork to be able to move with him. He has the footwork to be able to move in positions where he keeps Vasyl Lomachenko in front of him. Vasyl's not on the side of the nigga, right? Vasyl's not behind him. He's directly in front of him, right? He can keep him there. He can keep Vasyl on that center line with his movement. Without going too deep into it, though, fuck y'all niggas, because it's gonna be on my goddamn channel.
That nigga
Fuck you too, nigga. Ain't watching that shit.
Hey, I'm not mad at him because I'm saving mine for the debate. God damn it! So,
but I think that, like I said, ring IQ is going to take over in this fight, and a lot of Lomachenko fans who don't really do a good job of assessing his style, they're just so enamored with his ability, his athletic ability, that they don't understand that Vasyl Lomachenko is not that smart in the ring. Up to what we've seen today, right? We've already seen one style beat him. We have not seen any style beat Guillermo Rigondeaux as a professional, right? And he has fought all styles. So this is going to be a testament to see whether or not Vasyl Lomachenko is as smart as people believe. Because if he's not, Guillermo Rigondeaux is going to beat that ass. And I think it's going to be fairly easy, in my opinion. And that might sound like a shock to a lot of motherfuckers listening, but it might be easy. Because if he can't play chess with a chess player, if he's playing checkers and motherfucking Monopoly and shit with a chess player, but you're gonna get blown out. And that's what could possibly happen here if, like I said, Vasyl Lomachenko isn't as smart as a lot of people say he is. Me personally, man, I'm gonna go with Rigo simply because I think Rigo has a lot more to lose than Vasyl does. If Vasyl loses to Rigo, and shout out to one of my subscribers, man, I can't remember his name. But he asked me, he said, what do you think happens given the scenarios, right, that if Loma wins and Rigo loses and then vice versa? And I told him, I said, if Loma wins, Rigo loses, Loma still will be regarded as actually, he will be the #1 pound for pound guy. Everybody will put Loma #1 pound for pound over Crawford. And he will be continued to be pushed the way he is. I mean, it will be a situation where the hype, it's not even hype anymore, in my opinion. I would have to give it to him. Like, yo, you beat Rigo, man. You're a bad motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, it would just be ridiculously overwhelming. Motherfuckers will try to say that Vasyl Lomachenko is the greatest fighter ever. I guarantee you they'll say that. You know what I'm saying? As much as they try to shit on Rigo, I guarantee you those same motherfuckers will say Loma is the greatest fighter ever. They've already compared him to Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen there. Rigo, he's done. He'll be out of the sport. He will have to retire. He may try to get fights here and there, but he will no longer be on the world stage. And the news that Twine put out here earlier in this broadcast, he talked about how the WBA, I'm sorry, Bo and Twine, they talked about how the WBA is trying to strip him of his 120 and move him out of the rankings if he loses a fight at 130 for the WBO title, right? They're trying to get him out of the sport, and that's exactly what's going to happen. They're going to usher him out of the sport like they tried to when he beat Nonito Donaire in 2013, right? If Rigo wins, he will be #1 pound for pound on my motherfucking list. A lot of motherfuckers not going to put him there because they hate him so much, but he will be #1 pound for pound, and he should be. Motherfuckers will continue to duck him, but it won't matter because at that point in time, Rigo has beaten the guy that everyone thought was the baddest motherfucker on the planet right now. You know what I'm saying? Similar to how Andre Ward did Sergey Kovalev, right? The baddest motherfucker on the planet. Andre Ward beat him twice. This is exactly what's going to happen here. And don't be surprised, people, if there's a rematch clause. I haven't heard anything about that, but don't be surprised if they throw a rematch clause at us at the as the fight ends. Oh, you have a rematch clause, Loma.
You think
you know
Bob will Rigo?
Say it again.
You think Bob will throw in a rematch clause with a Rigo?
I think so. I think if Rigo wins, I think Bob Arum will want that title back. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If not, the WBO is going to. No, you know what's going to happen on 2K? The WBO is going to strip Rigo of that title because he holds them the 122 belts.
Nah, he only holds the WBA. They don't strip you. They only strip you if you hold another version of the WBO title.
Remember
when Floyd won the WBO belt against Pacquiao?
But that was Floyd Mayweather bullshit. There's been like for example, what's his name? Vasyl Lomachenko held 2 titles when he moved up to 130. He still had the 126 title. You know what I'm saying? WBO. WBO title. Yeah, because he beat Roman Martinez for the WBO title, and he was holding both those titles at the same time, 126 and 130. So, I mean, it's what happened to Chris Algieri is what they do. Algieri was the 140-pound WBO champion. He wanted to challenge Manny Pacquiao at 147 for the WBO title, so they made him relinquish the WBO at 140.
But no, Floyd is the perfect example for this situation.
I know, but that's just Floyd. You gotta understand, Floyd Mayweather's treated differently, and also Floyd already said he wasn't going to pay the sanctioning fees for the WBO. He made that clear.
Right, but they wanted him to drop the other 2 belts, the 154 belts he had.
Well, I think that's relegated to Floyd because there's a lot of examples where cats are holding WBO and WBA titles at the same time and shit.
But in different weight divisions.
Yeah, Lomachenko did it at 126 and 130, nigga.
He only held the okay.
He beat Roman Martinez at 130 for the WBO title while he was still champion at 126.
Holding what? The WBO?
Gary Russell.
Yeah, holding the WBO.
Yeah.
All WBO belts.
Yeah, right. but they did not allow Chris Algieri or Timothy Bradley to do the same thing, my nigga. So I'm trying to tell you. Timothy Bradley, when he moved up to 147 to fight Manny Pacquiao the first time, he was a champion after he beat Luis Carlos Abreu, I believe. No, it wasn't him. It was somebody before that. But he was a champion.
He had to drop the belt.
He had to drop the belt. Chris Algieri beat Ruslan Provodnikov at 140. He wanted to fight Manny Pacquiao. They made him drop the belt. So it's funny. I think the WBO does that shit based on who it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because he had to drop the WBO belt when he fought Manny the third time.
Yeah, Tim Bradley did. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, I think that's just a case-by-case basis. You know what I'm saying? But even if, let's just say they make him drop it at 122, right? They're not talking about that, but let's just say they make him drop it at 122. I mean, it doesn't matter. He's champion at 130. You know what I'm saying? So
you heard what the WBA said. If he loses that bout, they take
I already said that. All right, I just said that, nigga. but that's my point though. If Rigo loses, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if he wins, then like I said, he's going to motherfuckers will still duck him at 130 from 126 to 130. They're still gonna duck him. You know what I'm saying? But Lomachenko, in my opinion, there won't be any problem with him taking a second L. They're still going to push him the same fucking way, and I still believe that they will seek a rematch clause, or what Bernard is saying, they'll probably strip Rigo for some stupid ass thing like they stripped Floyd. They'll try to strip him, make that title vacant, and they will definitely put Vasyl Lomachenko as the guy who will be fighting for that vacant title against somebody. That's what's going to happen. So, I mean, with Rigo having nothing to lose here, man, I think he's focused. He's ready. He understands it. Lomachenko's in trouble, man. I got Rigo winning this fight.
What about in terms of output, man? Do you see him actually getting in a firefight here? Him actually letting his hands go? Because that's
Rigo.
Well, here's the factor for me, because Lomachenko alluded to this. He said Rigo fights are normally boring. I got to change that, which means he's going to try to be the aggressor, and that could work against him because that's not how he the way he normally fights. Trying to be the aggressor can leave him open for counters because Rigo, go back and watch Rico Ramos. Hell, go back and watch Tion Kennedy. Rigo wants you to try to attack him because that's how he exploits those openings. And he catches you either to the body, to the head, with a hook. So if you try to become aggressive with him, that's when Moses Flores tried it, you saw what he did to him. You know, so if he tries to be the aggressor, that could play against him because number one is not something that you're used to doing. And number two, it actually plays in the other guy's hand because that's what he wants you to do. He wants you coming at him.
Yep.
Because he already knows what he's going to do.
I mean, I really don't see Lomachenko's a very skilled fighter, right? You know, if you look at a lot of people who are picking Lomachenko, the thing that they're basing their pick off of is, well, you know, Rigo's chinny. And they don't understand. And as I mentioned this on plenty of broadcasts, and most recently I talked about it when Bo was interviewing Breadman. The reason why Guillermo Rigondeaux gets dropped is because of his balance. He has balancing issues when he's pivoting and when he's giving angles. I think he's not fully set, gets caught, and he gets dropped. You know what I'm saying? He got dropped twice against Amagasa, once against Ricardo Cordoba, and once against Nonito Donaire, right? So, and each one of those, if you look at all of those knockdowns, man, it was a balancing issue. And if you actually look at all of them, he got up and started fucking them cats up worse than what he did before he got knocked down, especially Amagasa, right? So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if if Rigo gets dropped in this fight, but I would still think he wins a unanimous decision, even getting dropped, because he's caught off balance. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't see anything that Loma can do, even though he's such a skilled fighter. The way that he fights, in my opinion, it plays into the hands of Guillermo Rigondeaux, man. The way that he the counterpunching ability, the ring IQ, all of that plays in Rigo's hands. And the type of fighter that Loma is, who can be caught in the pocket at times. You know, he does these little subtle tricks and shit that works against C and B- level fighters. You see what I'm saying? And I've always said this. I say he can't do this against elite level competition that has the ring IQ to pick up what he's doing on a round by round basis and adjust. He can't do that shit against them cats. And this is the nigga that he's fighting, man. I don't see Lomachenko winning this fight unless Rigo has a mental lapse, which is something we've never seen before from him. So who knows, man? I got Rigo.
All right, let me pass on Bernard. Let me get your prediction on this one. Which way you going with it?
I'm going Rigo, and I hope Rigo collects Lomachenko's jaw. I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to see Lomachenko's jaw broken in this fight, just for the simple fact that I think it
overhand left.
Yeah, I think it's Bo piggyback said it was the left. I think it's Rigo is really, in all honesty, is very simple with his attack. It's 1-2. He feints a lot with the jab, with the jab. So he with the right. So he's gonna feint with that jab, and then he's gonna just pop. By that sixth time he touches with that jab, he's going right to the body with the left hand. I've seen it numerous times, and then eventually, once you get used to the boom, he's gonna come with the overhand left to the head. Right now. I think he's gonna break down Lomachenko's systematic, but I'm not gonna sit there and say Lomachenko can't do anything. The question is, I think Lomachenko is the bigger guy. He's gonna have to put some pressure. He is gonna have to put some pressure on Rigo, and he's actually gonna have to try to catch Rigo while he's pivoting to knock him again. Like 2K said, he has balance issues. He's gonna have to try to catch him in the act of moving to get a knockdown. It basically try to win on points. I'm not saying Lomachenko's gonna knock him out, but right now I really hope Rigo collects that jaw. That's all. I mean, plain and simple, man.
Man, I've been back and forth on the fight, man. My heart wants to go to Rigo on this one, but mine is just like, breaking down, I guess, Lomachenko. I guess the one style that I've seen that will ultimately be his kryptonite, I felt, would be pressure fighters, which is something that Rigo doesn't do. He's more of a defensive first fighter that, he lets your mistakes play into his hands and capitalizes off of it. That was one of the wider reason I alluded to the question as far as Rigo's output, because, Lomachenko is a high output guy. And, I was just wondering, is there enough counter in Rigo that could deter that, in Lomachenko? They both are determined fighters. So, I mean, that's the one thing that's been a question in my head. Can Rigo counter Lomachenko enough to deter him from, going into that bag of tricks and angles that he tries to do, the matrix, as they like to call it, to unleash his offense. So that's been the thing I've debated with this fight. And ultimately, I think Rigo does have enough, I think he does have equal firepower, and I feel like he'll fight up to the level of competition, if it's presented to him, I think he could definitely come to the rise to this level. So, I mean, I'm going with Rigo like everyone else. It's more of a heart thing than going off of pure technical analysis at this point. I mean, it's still a fairly even matchup between the two, man. Very highly skilled athletes, fighters. Like we said, this is a historic fight right here. two-time Olympic gold medalists, now both professional titleists going at each other. But yeah, I'm gonna make it a unanimous decision amongst us, Rigo, and I think it'll be I'm gonna go with a majority decision. All right. With that said, I guess we'll go into the fuckery of the week. Bernard, you got anything?
Actually, I mean, we already talked about the Haney and Gervonta Davis, but nah, I really don't. You know what? No, actually, I do. I'm gonna give it to Broner. And the reason why I'm giving it to him is because he recently just had a situation where supposedly, okay, he didn't get what's the incident that happened in Vegas when he hit dude on a strip. Supposedly he's supposed to go into court. Well, he didn't receive the paperwork, and apparently the address on file they didn't get sent the paperwork. But here's the problem, right? He does what he decides to do. He decides to capitalize it once they put a warrant out for his arrest. So he decided to make a rap song called "Wanted." I just feel like right now this dude is just doing anything to get attention, and it's not even funny, man. You don't even you're not even taking care of your career, let alone yourself serious in this situation. It's a serious allegation because you did assault somebody, and you technically your hands are considered weapons by you being a professional boxer. So right now, he's getting a boxing award for this week, man, for not taking it serious. If anything, I'm thinking like, man, you should be looking for a new trainer, all that shit. Be prepared for your next fight, because we know your next fight is gonna be a championship bout, according to the rumors. You're gonna be fighting what's that guy's name on 2K?
Which one?
Limp Nuts.
Oh, Sergey Limp Nuts. Yeah.
Sergey. Yeah. You most likely, yeah. You need to be able to focus on that fight. Shit, we want to make sure you make weight. 140. Shit.
All right. Shit. I actually want to throw in an honorary one as well. Shit. I wish I would have got the cat's name. It was just the article that I came across. I wasn't able to actually look at the article because I was driving at the time, but I just caught a glimpse of I guess the topic or the headline or whatever, and I just like, man, yeah, this guy definitely deserves an award. I mean, it's pretty.
Do you know what the title was?
Nah, man, but it's basically something he put out. Basically, Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia made a mistake in not taking that final Miguel Cotto fight in hindsight, seeing how it turned out for Sadam Ali. And I just felt like that was an irresponsible ass article for them to say that or to even allude to that. I mean, it doesn't mean.
That's off of BS boxing scene.
It was? Oh, okay. I thought it was another website. I didn't know it was boxing scene. But
hold on, I'll look it up for you.
It was some bullshit, man. Basically, because it's two different scenarios, man. As far as where Sadam Ali is in his career and where.
Hold on, wait a minute. Say that again. What?
He basically said it was a bad decision for Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia not to take the finale fight for Miguel Cotto.
No, actually, no, it wasn't. Because again, see, motherfuckers like leaving shit out. Number one, they were trying to get both Mikey and Earl to sign multi-year contracts with Golden Boy.
Multi-fight deals, yeah.
Right. They were trying to get them to sign not multi-fights, multi-years. Not fights, dog, years. They were trying to get them to sign multi-year deals. That's number one. Okay? Right? And number two, if Earl would have took it, he would have had to give up that IBF belt if he was going to stay at 154. So he wouldn't even been able to get a chance to even keep that 154 belt because he definitely wasn't going to give up his 147 belt, knowing that he got better fights he can make with some money on the table. So they killed me leaving that kind of shit out. But that's why I didn't go down the first time. And Mikey Garcia even said, he said, well, Oscar then wanted me to sign a multi-year contract with them, with Golden Boy. So Sadam Ali was already with Golden Boy, so that's why that fight was easier to make for them.
Yeah, I mean, but basically, that's part why I got the guy Fuckery of the Week award, man. Just different scenarios for all fighters, for all the 3 fighters that are mentioned in his article, and I just thought it was an irresponsible article to put out there, man. But yeah, he definitely deserves a Fuckery of the Week award for putting out that nonsense. Definitely means different things for all the fighters involved. You know, Garcia and Spence are already titleless in their divisions. It would have meant a whole lot. I mean, it would have meant something completely different for them to have to vacate their titles. You know, Sadam Ali, he's fought for a title before and got knocked out. You know, so I mean, it's ultimately a different scenario. Like Bo alluded to, he was already with Golden Boy. It was an in-house thing, so it's just a whole different thing out there. Spence and Garcia didn't lose anything by not taking this fight because they have, you know, their own fish to fry currently in their respective divisions. You know, and like I said, Sadam Ali's put him in this situation. He's actually, where we thought Jarrett Hurd was the weak link at 154 before as the titleist. That weak link is now Sadam Ali. So, I mean, he didn't gain anything. Yeah. You know, when we're calling for unifications, his name isn't going to be mentioned in any of those. And we're going to see how long this shine actually happens to stay over him, this shimmer, because it won't be long, and, you're going to have to come back and regret that article saying that he gained so much by winning this final fight over Cotto, because he in hindsight will be saying he really didn't. He didn't gain much considering what the 154-pound division is and what he really is in it, He's probably most likely going to be a one and done. The next time he gets into a big fight, even against if it's a Kell Brook, which I don't care to see that fight personally. It's still going to be bad for him. So he's most likely looking to be a one and done champion. That said, I guess we could go ahead and go into the final blow, man. Anybody got something for this week? I ain't got nothing. All right, niggas.
Look, I'll say something real quick. Man. Keep it short and simple. This Saturday, everybody should be looking forward to probably the last best matchup in 2017. Both fighters, I'm talking about Rigo and Lomachenko. Both fighters are 2-time Olympic gold medalists. If you're casual, this would be a good time to watch the sweet science of boxing. And I'm saying this because if you sit down, don't look at the fighters don't look at no concubines numbers when the fighter's over with. Don't look at that. Sit down and you need to research on the judging criteria for this fight, because it's going to be defense, clean punching, effective aggressiveness, and ring generalship. All four of these will play a major factor in this fight. And I'm telling you, if it comes down to where both fighters, it's a close fight, it's hard to call, hey, don't get mad. This is going to be a chess match. I'm predicting this can possibly be, I don't want to say fight of the year. I've said that for a few fights, but I can see this being a chess match that's going to be talked about just as possibly maybe some controversy involved in it with the scorecard, just as Kovalev War 1.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Twan said something about a majority decision. I can definitely agree with that. I think that would be a situation, something that could definitely happen here. You know what I'm saying? And I just see Rigo, man, like, man, I just see him taking it, man. Like, I don't see Lomachenko taking this fight at all. And it's weird because it is a 50-50 fight. But I just feel that the ring IQ, there's such a gap there that Rigo is going to take this fight. And it's no scenario where I see Lomachenko outthinking Guillermo Rigondeaux. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And I agree wholeheartedly with you saying that the 4 criteria of judging is going to be, all four of them are going to be major components. Not to drag it out, but if I were to pick, I think that Lomachenko would dominate ring generalship, and that's about it. I think accurate punching, and defense definitely goes to Guillermo Rigondeaux, 100%. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's effective aggression. I think that will go both ways. I'm sorry, my bad. Loma will dominate effective aggression. Ring generalship will go both ways. You know what I'm saying? So if we're talking about out of the four, I got fucking Rigo winning 3-1, possibly 3-2. You know what I'm saying? Because I got ring generalship a draw. So I just don't see him taking this fight, man, at all.
I want to say one thing now. Whether you like a fighter, you don't like a fighter. If Rigo wins this fight, he get full credit, and that's good for boxing. If Lomachenko wins this fight, I don't want people saying that he beat up on the small dude. He beat up on the old dude because he asked for this. Rigo sought out this motherfucking fight.
Yep.
Okay? He sought out this fight because he wanted this goddamn fight. So if Lomachenko, who didn't, let's give him credit, he didn't have to take this fight. He could have paid Rigo no fucking mind, and nobody would have gave a shit. Like he could have not fought Rigo and fought Burchell or somebody else, and people would have been like, okay, he didn't fight Rigo, but he fought this guy. So he took the fight. So if he wins, he gets credit because this dude sought out the goddamn fight. So give that man his credit.
Shit, I think we need to give somebody credit for Bob Arum actually decided to help make the fight happen.
Yeah.
Well, no, fuck that. Because Bob Arum did that because Vasyl Lomachenko wanted this fight.
Yes.
No, Bob Arum did not want to make this fight, just like De La Hoya didn't want Erislan De Lara fighting Canelo, just like Bob Arum didn't want Rigo fighting Nonito Donaire in 2013. He did not want this fight, but Lomachenko was like, just like Canelo was with Lara, where he's like, hey, my fan base is calling me faggots, pussy, you know what I'm saying, coward. Lomachenko did the same thing, but not on the same basis. He was just like, hey, I'm not scared of this motherfucker. He's over here attacking me all over Twitter. Cats are starting to believe him. Give me the fight. That's why this fight happened. Fuck Bob Arum.
And also, and more to 2K's point, the immediate offer he made Rigo was $1 million. Okay? Yep. The immediate offer he made Rigo was $1 million.
Yep. So
that tells me, guess what? You could have made a better offer last time when they wanted to fight.
Yep, exactly.
You know, he immediately offered him. This wasn't no back and forth. He immediately offered this motherfucker $1 million. Yep. So he could have made that fight 3 years ago. That offer right there told me you could have made that fight 3 years ago, motherfucker.
And I think he was going. I really believe he was listening to his management team 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But now, like I just said, this is more personal. Just like with Canelo Lara, it was personal. So he said, no, give him what he wants because I want this fucking fight. And this is a good example, people, of how fighters actually tell the promoters what to do at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? If they really want a fight to get made, they can tell the promoter, no, fuck what you heard, bro. I don't care about none of these other guys you got on the docket. Give me this nigga. That's who I want. Make it happen. And it gets done. Perfect example.
Very true. Once again, there's only a few. I think it's the more the higher. I won't say higher caliber, but I think it's a certain level of guy that either demands that or is capable of pulling that off, though. So I mean, a lot of it comes down to the fighter still, you know. But yeah, we definitely want to thank you guys for tuning in. We're gonna get everybody's to do their social media handles and get those out before we go. I'll start off with Bernard, man. Where can they catch you?
Man, you can catch me on Instagram at The Movement BP. Catch me on Twitter at The Movement Boxing, capital D, capital M, capital B. You can also find me in The Movement Boxing Facebook group, as well as on here and Truth and Facts About Boxing on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, comment, hell, even hit the dislike button. I don't care. As long as you watching, and if you disagree, put your comments in. We'll respond to them as well. You can also find me in Eastwick and a few other Facebook boxing groups.
All right, passing it on to your partner in Car and Bo, man. Give out your handles where they can find you, dog.
Man, you can find me at Truth to Facts About Boxing in association with Three Kings Boxing, which is all brought to you by the movement. You can find me in Eastwick, the movement, pretty much collaborating
Well,
with.
you can find you because you about to get fired.
You can also find me anywhere where we're talking boxing involved in the movement, including helping Bernard hide in the bushes on his Instagram looking for hoe posts.
Nah, you ain't help me. You ain't help me, fam. You fired, Joe.
And pretty much, man, hey, this is what we do, y'all.
All right, man. We gonna pass it on to TK, man. Where can they find you, dog?
Yeah, as I said, man, this is the movement umbrella, man. Everything that these brothers are involved in, that I'm involved in, it's all under the movement. You're gonna start seeing this shit everywhere. Three Kings Boxing. Shout out to my man C-Bone and my man Willie the Kid. We've been putting out shit on Three Kings. We've been beating motherfuckers to the punch. We've had major promoters hit us up on Twitter and Instagram, pretty much thanking us for dropping certain shit on the website already. We've had people, big entities like 78 over on YouTube shouting us out. We're starting to expand our content as far as who's writing for us. Now we've got UK writers now. So the shit is moving, man. Like I said before, the movement is moving. You can either get with it or get moved on. Either way, this shit is still coming. You know what I'm saying? We're about to take this shit over. Of course, on my personal channel, Prodigy Boxing Talk, you can always catch me there. I got some shit popping off. I'm about to get in a couple niggas' asses, no homo, on that channel. That's I got about 3 or 4 or 5 videos on standby about getting in some niggas' asses, dog. So be on the lookout for that. But everywhere you see that movement logo, your boy 2K is in front of that, and everybody else here and all these other cats that I haven't shouted, man, we taking over for real.
All right, and we gonna give a shout out to Big Cool Colossal Boxing Talk. I don't necessarily know his handles by heart, but YouTube channel Colossal Boxing Talk, also Facebook group Colossal Boxing Talk. You can catch him out on there. Also, shout out to pretty much all the groups we're involved in. Eastwick, the movement, we live Eat Sleep Boxing, Die Hard, Ring RQ. I mean, everybody that's just supported us on social media. Between Instagram, shout out to Bernard, man, for what he's doing with social media as well, getting good feedback with his crazy ass Detective V videos, hanging in midair and shit.
Oh yeah, I posted a new one up. I want to say either yesterday or last week. I forgot when I posted it up, but it's a new one up, real quick one.
You know what? Real talk. All them groups, we not checking for them. I don't know any of them niggas that's checking for us. So all it is the movement. Fuck everybody else. If you not with the movement, I don't know you. Real talk. For real.
What Big Bruh said.
Get mad if you want to.
I agree 100%.
Bro.
Yeah, there you heard it, man. We're gonna wrap it up on that note, man. We'll see you next week doing a wrap up. I might not be here. You know, I got out of country things to tend to for the birthday. So hopefully these guys could get the show together for this weekend, man, and do a review of this Rigo big fight this weekend, man. Rigo versus Lomachenko.
Hell yeah.
Definitely a historic fight. Everybody want everybody to tune in to that one. With that said, man, we'll catch y'all next week.